Hey, New Hope family, it's Pastor Matt with your devotional thought for today. In Isaiah chapter 40, the prophet writes, "Have you not known? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He does not faint or grow weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the faint, and to him who has no might he increases strength. Even youths shall faint and be weary, and young men shall fall exhausted. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Now, anytime I read this verse or think about this verse, I'm reminded of a song that we sang in my church growing up that was literally this verse put to a melody. And as a child, I remember singing this with my family, but I would kind of get thinking about this imagery of, man, I'm going to mount up with wings like eagles. Like, am I going to grow wings someday and be able to fly all around the world and seeing all these things? So I kind of took that imagery quite literally at that time. But now as I look back, I can look at this text as an adult and think, okay, that was maybe a bit of a misunderstanding. But the reality is that our Lord is the giver of all strength. And the reality is he dispenses that strength. He dispenses his wisdom, his understanding to those who wait upon him. Those who wait upon the Lord are the ones who will be the recipients of his strength. And I appreciate so much how Isaiah begins this whole thing by saying, "Have you not known? Have you not heard?" Like, do you not know? Are you not aware of this reality? That our God is the everlasting God, the creator of all things, the creator of heaven and earth and everything. He sets up the ends of the earth and he holds all power. As the creator, he is the all-powerful one. And then it goes on to talk about basically what we would think of as the pinnacle of human strength, which is a young man. A young man has a strength that's different than a child and different than a man in his latter years of life, right? And as an elderly man, it's the young man whose strength is usually the most prominent. Those are the guys that you can see it, right? You see it on the football field. You see it in the world. Like, it's the young men that have the most amount of strength. But this passage is clear. Even youths shall faint and be weary, and young men shall fall exhausted. There's a limit to the strength that even the pinnacle of human strength can have, right? Even men who should be the strongest, at the strongest stage of their life, they're still going to grow weary. They're still going to faint and be exhausted from work. But our Lord has an endless supply of strength, and he makes it available to those who wait on him. Not only will his strength be given to them, but he will renew their strength. It will be made new for them, so that if they're growing faint, he will be the one that revives them. He will be the one to give his strength to them. But who is the them? Again, it's not strictly to the young men who are already strong, who we would think to be strong. It's to those who wait on the Lord. And brothers and sisters, it is hard to wait on the Lord. I think there's a reason why that's listed among the fruit of the Spirit in the book of Galatians. Patience is listed among them because it's hard to wait on the Lord's timing. We want him to work in our circumstances immediately. We want him to do it on our terms, on our timeline. But if we wait on the Lord for his work to be done, if we continue to seek the Lord and wait on his timing, trusting in him all the while, he's going to renew our strength. He's going to give us strength like we've never imagined in our lives to be able to carry out the work that he's called us to do in this life. So let us choose then to wait on our Lord, knowing that he who promised is faithful and we can trust in him. And if he doesn't answer our prayers or do what we want him to do on our timeline, or maybe he doesn't do what we want him to do at all, he's still faithful and we can still wait on him to reveal his promises, to reveal his will and ultimately fulfill his promises.